Okay, it is 5:01 p.m. and I'm off the clock of my real job, and now I have to go to my pretend job, and I've given myself a soft deadline of 6 p.m. today to have some things ready for someone who's going to help me with a Shopify store. So I need to come up with some mock-ups. Here comes the GIMP episode. So I'm already looking at hats. What is this? This might work. Okay, we're just gonna take this. So we need our first official hat mock-up. And we'll do this. I already know where that's saved. So I need GIMP open. Look for it here. Alright, I got a hat, so I'm good there. This is for a logo. So for a logo, I got a couple that I need, but the easiest one is gonna be the Old Punks Club. So we'll get this ready for that. Bring this over here. The Inkscape part's going to be pretty simple. The GIMP part's going to be the complicated one. So I'm using GIMP 2.10.34, and there's an update available, released quite a while ago, but I'm going to skip that because I like the way that I have things configured right now. Okay, and we're going to look for screenshots. So I want to just drag that image that I just pulled. It's this hat image, and just throw it on there because I don't have time to import it. So I already know that I want to get rid of this grit, and one of the first easy things we can learn how to do in GIMP is to create a layer so that we can get rid of stuff we don't want. So for this layer, we want to duplicate it. So right click, choose duplicate layer, and I'm just going to turn the bottom one off. So now we're working on this top layer. Now I know that I pretty much just want to replace this with this like a fabric swatch, but I've got to get one, and I think rectangle will work. So we'll just select around here about the size we need. Oh, I want to pull that down. Will that work? No, I just have to do this and then hope that's big enough. I want that part. Okay, so I have a rectangular area selected on top of this copy. So Control C, Control V. Now I have a floating selection, so I'm going to right click on this, and I want to anchor the layer. Is that what I want to do? What happens? Control Z. It's not anchor the layer. To new layer. Okay. Now I have this new layer selected, so we take our arrow selector tool and we just want to move our patch up here. And that looks pretty good to me. So let's zoom out, hold down Control, scroll up and down to zoom in and out. Hold down Shift to go side to side, but that makes more sense when you're scrolled in. Okay, so now we have like a decent picture of a hat. It's going to be a placeholder anyway, but we want to merge this down just so we don't accidentally wiggle that patch off of the original. So right click on that layer, merge it down, and now it's pasted onto the bottom one, and we still have our original in case you want to use that, which I don't. I want to keep this exactly like it is, and I'm going to use this as my standard placeholder image. So for a hat, now I want to add start adding some logos. So that's why we got this up here. For just a reference, it's pretty simple: a red circle with a rectangle in the middle, and I was instructed that that rectangle is going to need to be black. So now we get to work with a few basic shapes in Inkscape. Start with a circle, hold down Control and pull the circle. Mine's white, so you use the black to make it black. But we want a red circle, right? We also want to define some colors. So let's go to that's not enough red. Just keep hitting the space bar until I find a red that I like. That's not dark enough. Rusty red? No. That's too dark, but we can maybe get like a decent. Let's do A30000. Okay, so we come over here, and I want to use this as a sample. We'll just make it a little smaller over here. Control C, Control V for a second sample. And now we want to start to work a little bit with color. So when we want to work with color, go over to the paintbrush here. And in these very teeny tiny little fields, we can change. There is FF on the end of the hex code. That is for the alpha, so we don't want to change that. We want to keep our A30000. And this is set at 1D, 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 which is okay for black, but I want to make it really easy to remember, so I'm going to set it to 333, 333. Maybe 222, because it's kind of gray. Yeah, like that. Okay, so now we know that we want this circle to be this color, so we're going to use the eyedropper tool and touch what we want, touch the color of what we want that to be. And we want to cut out the middle of this, so we're going to make another one. Control C, Control V. And now we want to do some path operations on these, so we want to convert both of these to paths. So make sure this is selected, go to Path, Object to Path, do the same here, Object to Path. Now we want to hold down Control here, and we want to change the color so that we can see the difference. We want the outside to be a little thicker. Now to get this perfectly aligned, we can go to the Align tab over here, select both of these circles. Relative to selection area, we can leave that as is. We're going to align these to themselves vertically and horizontally. Alright, I think that's pretty close. Let's just make it a touch. No, like that. That should do. Quick alignment. Now since these are both paths, we know we can select them and Control Shift minus to remove the middle. Now if we want to make this bigger, the outside or the width of the ring should scale pretty nicely, and you can see that this is transparent now. Well, we'll bring this up to the top. Okay, let's make this a little bigger, and we want, I think maybe I made this outside too big. Let's look at this. No, I like it. Alright, now we just need a simple rectangle, and the rectangle is going to go through the middle. Let's look at that reference again. Like, the width of the rectangle should be pretty close to the width of the circle, right? Maybe like a touch bigger. No, they're about the same. We know this is still an object because we have these handles on it. As soon as we change it to a path, they go away. And then we have nodes. Alright, we want this to go in the middle. Does it overlap on the edges? Yeah, it's wider. Now we want this to be aligned as well. Realign it. And this doesn't need to be pink anymore, so we use the eyedropper tool, make it black. And we want the middle of this to say Old Punks Club. Looks like I can see the back of that, so let's fix that. That's gonna be here. And it looks like this got changed to 2222 FC, and that needs to be F. You can still kind of see it a little bit. Is it this? Here we go. Maybe it was that part. I really want this to be at least 111. Interesting. I put it on the wrong. Let's just move it to black and leave it there. I still feel like I can see it, but maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me. Okay, for the lettering, it looks like a sans serif on this. Yeah, pretty easy. So let's grab the font typography tool, and this is going to say Old Punks Club. That has a serif on it, so we want to change it. And we're just going to go with either Arial, Verdana, or the basic sans serif font. Let's start with Verdana because it's got a little more width on it. Okay. Alright, we want that to be white. Whitish. And we want that to fit in here. So just like other shapes, we can hold down Control with text as well. And then if we want to just align this text, we can select the two of these, go back to the alignment tool, we want it centered there and centered there. Let's have a look. I like it to get started with anyway. How many letters are hanging off the side? Hardly any. Just looks like the circle intersects on the edge of the U and the middle of the D. So we'd want this circle to be a little bit bigger. Take the letters off. Realign this. Here. It's 5:16. I have 45 minutes to get, we'll say 3 to 5 placeholders ready. Now let's align this. Alright, let's look for another mock-up. So the t-shirt here, heavyweight unisex, the Gildan 5000. Alright, what if it's black? That's navy. There's black. Alright, let's take a look. Let's save the image. And we're gonna put this in Old Punks Club. Save it there. Alright, now GIMP. We have an Old Punks Club logo that we can put on here. see if I can do a logo in like 5 minutes. Let's make another one. Well, let's finish this. Let's do Control Shift D. For this, I'm just gonna make it like 600 by 600 pixels. Close that. Grab all of this, Control G so I don't mess it up. Slide this up here. Now it's too big, so we're gonna hold Control, scale it down. .150 by 120. 568 by 457. So we're gonna do 570 by 460. 570 by 460. 570, 460. Close. Take this and move it up a touch. Scale it down because I don't want to accidentally chop it off. Alright, now I want to export it, so we're going to go to the Export tab. DPI. We want this to be 300. Now down here we're going to save this, and we want to make sure we keep all of our old Punks Club stuff together. So we got a folder called New Work. Old Punks Club is in here. And we don't want it to be called Bitmap. We want it to be called OPC logo. We're just going to call it V1. We're going to save that as an Inkscape here. And then we are going to export. Interesting. We're going to a PNG. We're going to export a PNG called OPC. This is different. I like this though. Glad I updated this. Alright, let's export the PNG, and we saved the SVG. So, I think I did anyway. No, I didn't export it. Go back here, make this plain SVG, export that, replace it. Now, I want another logo, but I want to put it in here because I'm lazy, so I'm just going to slide this down here. So I'm going to file, no, I don't want to do that. Where was that at? In Google Slides, here, there is here we go. Where did I get this from? Oh, it's a picture. No, I thought this was text. It doesn't matter. Here's how we're going to do this. Take this tool, new, and gently come in here and take this lettering. But I don't need all of it actually. I just need the punks part. This. Yes. Okay, now I want to copy that and go back to Inkscape here. And oh man, it's not it needs to be all caps. Where did I get that from? I think I got it from Canva, but it might be in Slides. Let's see if we can get it from Slides. Okay. Text. PUNKS. Arial. That's not it. I got it from Canva. Oh, it's 5:24. Let's see if I can get this in 6 minutes. That's not what I'm looking for. Here we go. Intense. Can I make that bigger? I think that's the biggest on there. Okay. You know, bigger without having to type anything. Let's do a new one. New. Punks. Copy. Let's go back to Inkscape. I don't need this because it's wrong. And paste in a new one. Excellent. Make it bigger, a little bigger, not too much bigger. That'll work. Now I want to trace up bitmap. So path, trace bitmap, auto trace, apply. Pull that off of there. I don't need that anymore. Interesting. This looks funky. What happened, buddy? Let's go here. Let's see what happened. That's weird. It doesn't matter because this is just a placeholder. Let's fix this document a little bit. It's 500 by 460 or 570, so we're going to change it to 500 by 200. Close this. That looks so funky. Alright, let's export this. It's a brand new thing. So this is going to be called Punks SVGV1 in the old Punks Club folder. Okay, I need a white version of this. So I'm going to take this and just click on white. And now I want to export a PNG. So export that. Make this black again so I can see it. Alright, what next? I've got 32 minutes before my meeting starts, and I'm going to hand over some files for someone to build a very simple development store with some placeholder images. So right now I've got two designs. I just have one thing that says Punks and another thing that just says Old Punks Club. Let's see if we can bust out a little revel in the next 4 to 6 minutes. So we'll come over here to this complicated situation. See what we can do real quick. 4 to 6 minutes. What kind of fanciness can I get away with here? Let's take a little strip out of this E. I can already feel that's way too many nodes. What just happened? That's bizarre. Why did it do that? What happened? Why is it grid colored? That's really weird. Control Z, just put it back. But let's select that and then Control Shift minus and go to nodes. Now let's zoom in, and up here I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that, and I don't need that. I want to. Well, I probably don't need these either. I'll keep that one. These three auto smooth, and then up here should also be smooth. Okay, scroll out. Not bad. So we know we can just copy that guy. Control C, Control V. There we go. Now we need this, but I need to make a new font piece, a new letter V. That's still Pamucci, which is good, but it needs to be black. Now, let's make this the same size as the R. I did some slight adjustments with the R. We're going to want to keep this the same size. Those kind of look like they go together. Okay, this is going to be fun. So I need to... Oh, my meeting's coming up, 30 minutes. Okay, cool. I need to shrink these up. I need a foot piece down here, take a strip out here, make this thin, and put a shwoo in there. Well, we're gonna need to make this a path, object path. Now it's no longer recognizable as a letter. So if you were to take this SVG and put it in a web page, the browser would not be able to read it as a letter V. We basically want to do something like that, but not too crazy. It just needs to have a couple little pieces coming off of it. I don't want to overcomplicate this, so let's put one here, and one here, maybe one more right there. It's 5:35. I'm already over my time budget for this. Gotta wrap this whole logo up in the next 3 minutes by 5:38. So let's come in here. Oops. Control Shift minus. Okay. Now we want the node. I just need a little bit of a flingy thing in there. Now I can slightly fix that. I got 1 minute. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to the L. Okay. Get rid of that. Move this down. I want to move this whole thing over a little. And then move these guys in a touch. And then also these. Still looks kind of this side. Okay, now I want to group. No, I still gotta put that slit in the side, and this top part looks wider. Slit's gonna go like right here. Okay, take this, Control Shift minus. We ain't doing no gradient, it's just gonna look like that. Alright, rubber band around all of this, Control G. And we just need a funky little L. What happened here? Oh my gosh. I gotta group all that together too. Control G. Okay, it is 5:39. Got 21 minutes to prepare. Let's do this L. Let's get our font tool. Type out an L. Make it big. Okay. Make it a path. Node selector. Now we want to pull this up. I don't need that much on the end. Grab all of these. Shift, shift, shift. Hold Control and then just pull them down. This needs to kind of swerve up a little. What's that? Delete it. Try again. Pull this in. Oh my gosh. I might have to fake some of this. Move this in a tiny little bit. Square select. Make it pink. That'll work. Now make it a path. Remove. I hate it now, so let's fix this. And I just need one more embellishment right here. Grab this pen tool. We're going to make it pointy on the end, and then it just flat on the other end. Take this, Control Shift minus. Let's straighten these out a little bit. First of all, why do I have so many? draft, that'll work. I want to space these out evenly. I can take this, align the bottom. Okay, I like it. Now move all this junk over to the side. These E's need to be a little bigger. Line on the bottom. Yeah, it's good enough to get started. Control Shift D. This is going to be in, let's do pixels. And I want to make this like 600, no, probably like 400 by, no, 400 by 100. I really should do inches. For the width, let's do 12 inches, and for the height, we're only going to do 4 inches. Size it all down, get it up here. Alright, that looks good. We want to export some work now. Man, I'm getting tired. What do you want to call it? This is Revel full, we'll just say Revel logo version 1. And that's an SVG. Then we're going to come over here and switch it to PNG, and we're going to export. We're going to use Shift 3 to turn the grid off. Now we also want a white version of this. Not sure how that's going to work with a gradient, but we'll see. Just turn all this white. Okay, now we want to make this Revel logo 1 white SVG. That's fine. Now let's do the PNG and export that. It's 5:48 and I only have a few minutes to get a few mockups together. I don't need Canva anymore. I got my shirts, enough to start with. I just wanted one black shirt, and that should be in the mockups somewhere. No, I put it in the Old Punks Club. It's this one. What is that? Please don't tell me it's a WebP. Okay, good, it's a JPEG. Let's do another one. File, new. And this is gonna be like a really large square, so we're gonna make it 1000 by 1000. Okay. Now that we have a square, we're gonna take our black shirt and drop it on there. And in the same folder, we know we have a Revel logo white in PNG form. Drop that on there. Okay, it's super huge, so we want to bring that down a touch. So we're going to use this scale tool, which is set on rotate. So we're going to hold this down and switch it over to scale. Click on the layer that we want to scale. Start moving this. Scale. Use the arrow tool. Start moving this up. Looks kind of big, right? I don't know, I'd wear it. Not bad for just starting. The gradient thing kind of messed it up, but whatever. Okay, now we gotta get that puppy on a hat. So let's go over here and drag Revel logo white one onto the hat. We're gonna also scale, switch to scale, touch this, zoom out, bring this way, way, way down, bring this in here. Let's scale that. Go back to the arrow, make sure it's directly on that part. And we just want to put that right there. Looking good. So now we have a hat and we have a t-shirt, both with the same logo on it. I have one more logo. My meeting is in 9 minutes. What am I gonna do for the third one? Inkscape, punked. Oh, it's this one. Okay, great. So let's peel, no, let's go ahead and peel off what we need for the PNG. So we want to export. This is Rebel black shirt placeholder. Export that there. I didn't check my resolution, not sure if that's gonna work, but it's a placeholder, so I'm not too worried about it. Now turn the eye icon off on that. We have a Revel logo. Now I want an Old Punks logo, so let's drag that on there. It's huge. Scale it. Scale. Move this. And it's a little funky, but that's okay. This probably should be transparent on a black shirt, but no. You're gonna want, I don't know. I'm undecided on that. We're just gonna leave it like that for now. Was there like an outline on that? No, it's just black or red on blue. Okay, so there's the Old Punks Club. Hello, it's time. It's 5:53. Can I join now? Yeah, 1 second. Okay, I need to hide this, and then I need to drag the other logo onto there. This one. And I gotta scale it. Oops, scale. Scale it a little more. That's kind of big. Bring it down to like that. Take this, move it over. Okay, now file, export as, call it OPC black hat placeholder. And this needs to go desktop, new work, Old Punks Club, export, export, hide that, one more, punks. I don't have the punks in PNG, so punks should be like that. I thought I made a white one. I just not seeing it. Punks design white. Save. PNG export. Probably have more than what I need now. Okay. Punks. Punk's design white is right here. And that is huge. Click on that, scale it way down. Bring it over here, I can't even see it. Oh my god. Control Z. Scale. And then move. It's still pretty big. Let's scale it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't know why I'm doing this. Punks. Okay. Now we want an SVG or a PNG of this. So file, export, OPC. This is going to be punks. Black hat placeholder. Export. 4 minutes. Okay, so for the shirt we got 2, and now we want to add the punks here too. Punks design white, drag that on there. Of course it's too big, scale it down, scale, 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 and then move. Probably too big, that's okay. Do this, and then file, export, punks, black shirt, place, holder, export, export. 3 minutes. What's happening here? There it is. Touched it too soon. Alright, I can get rid of that. And go here. And let's call this guy. Start this meeting.